Hello everyone, this is Shannon with Adams College of English. This time we're not doing an idioms video, but we're going to talk about my favorite holiday. So next week, St. Patrick's Day is coming up on March 17th. So let's talk about a few words that you can use when talking about St. Patrick's Day. Number one is parade. This is an event where all the streets are closed off and people can march and sing and dance and put some kind of event on for other people to watch. Number two is pub. Pub is another word for bar, and it means maybe a little bit smaller space, and locals will come to drink here. So not as much for tourists, but for people who live close by, it's a nice place to have a drink and listen to some music. Number three, legend. This is a story that's told from a long time ago that may or may not be true. Number four is feast. Feast is where you put out a lot of food, kind of like a buffet, and everyone can take a little bit of food and eat lots on this day. Number five is declared, and this means to say something or to make a law. Number six is an immigrant, and this is a person who has moved from one country to another country, and they are now living in that new country. Number seven is shamrock, and this is Ireland's national plant. It has 3 leaves, and they look a little bit heart-shaped. If you find a 4-leafed shamrock, it's actually a 4-leaf clover, which is supposed to be good luck. Okay, so now let's learn a little bit about the history of St. Patrick's Day. It was originally started in 1631 in Ireland, and it was made for the patron saint of Ireland, St. Patrick's. When it first started, it was just a day where the church declared that all the pubs would be closed and everyone would spend a nice day at church together and, remember who St. Patrick was. But now today, it's more of a tourist holiday, really. After many Irish immigrants moved to the US, they wanted a day where they could really celebrate their culture. So instead of being a holiday for religion, it's now for culture, where you can see people eating lots of traditional Irish food, or listening to the music and dance and really celebrating Irish culture here. So one of the main events is a parade. Many cities across the whole world will have a parade where you can see lots of green and shamrocks. People will go out in the streets and have a good time. Maybe there's fireworks. So those are a couple things that you can see on this day for St. Patrick's Day. Okay, one last thing about St. Patrick's Day. You might see people dressed up at these parades as leprechauns. A leprechaun is a legend about Irish fairies. It was said that if you were able to catch one, they would grant you 3 wishes. And most people, if they caught a leprechaun, would wish for a pot of gold, because it was said that leprechauns actually hide pots of gold at the ends of rainbows. So that's an old Irish legend. You might see people dressed with an orange beard, green hat, green clothing, looking like they're supposed to be leprechauns. All right, so before we go, one thing you should remember about St. Patrick's Day is if you don't wear green, it's tradition that you will get pinched as a punishment. So remember to wear green and go out and have some fun on Tuesday. Bye everyone, like and subscribe this video, and we'll see you next time.